podcast on 3, all right? 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Happy Pace, the only podcast that we know of that is recorded while running. My name is Elaine Sims, and our co-host Gretchen Brune will be joining us later, along with our guest, foundress of Dogtown Running Club, Jaci Wilson. A true Renaissance woman, Jaci is truly accomplished outside of serendipitously creating one of the largest running groups in the St. Louis area. You'll hear her discuss her musical prowess and affinity for animals. She's become an icon in a short time. Before meeting her, the reputation our co-host Gretchen and myself heard from basically everyone we knew in the local running community was almost always, Jaci is the best, you'll love her, and we agree, we think you'll love her too. The Dogtown Running Club is hosting the second annual Doggy Dash on September 15th. I, the Elaine Sims, am actually the reigning human female Doggy Dash champ, so this is your chance to knock me off my podium and get some fun swag at the same time. Keep your ears perked, because Jaci drops a discount code later on in this episode if you're listening while you still can sign up. The discount code will also be in the show notes along with the link to sign up. Speaking of discount codes, don't forget, we are ambassadors for Long Run Coffee. Long Run Coffee is a Chicago-based coffee company brewing up some delicious electrolyte-infused coffee. This is the coffee that keeps Gretchen and I running for hours in the St. Louis sun without any stomach troubles. I personally drink Junk Miles, but we've also sampled their other coffees, and I love making them in pour-over form. They also have a decaf blend, so it is really coffee for every runner. You can click on the link in the show notes, the link in our link tree, or use the code HAPPYPACEPODCAST, all caps, for 10% off at checkout. Have you ever wanted to be heard on a podcast without having to convince a friend to start a podcast with you? Well, here's your chance to hear your voice in podcast form. We are asking listeners and non-listeners alike to submit a recording of themselves saying, "Happy Pace was recorded in front of a live Forest Park audience." The link to submit can be found in show notes or in our link tree on our Instagram bio. As a reminder, our social media handle is happy_pace_podcast. Now let's relax into your happy pace. I love the Dogtown shirt.
Thank you.
All of your designs.
Yeah, thank you.
And that is perfect because it's a Forest Park.
I know it's
logo
Forest Park.
one.
I told my friend she needs to sell these like on Etsy for other running, so they can do wherever they run too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I wore a dog-themed shirt.
Oh, besides every great woman. Aw. Beside every great woman is a dog. Aww. That's so sweet.
I didn't see this.
Yeah. I love that. And then, so our group goes up on, we use that path that goes up on the King's Highway.
Okay.
So if we could run up that way for just a second, maybe just to run past them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, we do every other Tuesday in the summer between our normal runs that we just do around the park and then track Tuesdays, which are a blast. The speed work, yeah.
Yeah. It's much better to do speed work with friends, I've learned.
Even if you're not doing the same thing.
Even if you're not doing the same thing.
I know. Because you're all at the end of the day continuing to run around the track. So
right.
That's why it's good to see that people who, a majority of the people are running 7 or below for those speed workouts, but there's still people who run slower that come, even though it's not as big of a pack. It's just nice to see that they still want to join and feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Jaci, let's just begin with, who are you? Pronounce your name, everything.
My name is Jaci Wilson. It's actually short for Jacqueline Christine. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
So,
fun fact.
Yeah, my parents didn't want to spell it JC because then it would sound like a boy, so that's why it's JACI.
Okay.
So that's
do you
what
get
it
a
stands
lot
for.
of people that call you Jackie or something, or?
It's a 50-50 shot that someone's going to call me Jackie versus JC.
Yeah, okay.
And then they always feel bad when they do, and I'm like, I promise you, I get it all the time. I have a cat. Her name is Luna. I live in Dogtown, in the heart of Dogtown, and outside of running, I work at Caleres, which is a shoe company, so I have, needless to say, way too many shoes now that I am a runner and work at the shoe company.
That's a deadly combination right there.
Yeah. I play a little bit of guitar. I was in a band for a few months in Dogtown. Just didn't fit with my schedule really, but I like to do that mostly on my own. I'm from St. Louis. Woo! Woo!
Sorry,
Grew up out in Chesterfield, but ever since I moved to the city, I hate the city-county divide, but I've never wanted to. I'm like, I'm a city girl now. I don't want to move back to the county. So I really enjoy living in the city, even though it's right there on the border, but just having access to so many like fun, free things to do, festivals and things like that in the summer and fall is my favorite thing about that. So, yeah.
You can walk places in Dogtown.
Yeah, you can. I live so close to all the little shops and restaurants, but I'm vegan, so the options are limited for me food-wise. You have choices between barbecue pizza, burgers.
So a lot of jackfruit.
Tacos. What'd you say?
So a lot of jackfruit and jackfruit.
Yeah. Like, we meet at Heavy Riff every week, and
okay.
they actually have a lot of vegan options there. They do they're more like choose sliders, choose a burger or nachos, and then you can modify them. So they have seitan and tofu there.
Ooh, fun.
Which I love, yeah.
I was just there on Saturday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Their patio's really nice.
It is.
So now I guess we can introduce when you say we meet there. Who are you talking about?
Who's the we?
Oh, okay. So Dogtown Running Club, which I started 3.5 years ago. Dogtown Running Club meets there every Wednesday. We run in Forest Park, but Heavy Riff is our home base. It's a brewery. So back during COVID, there were several years prior to COVID, I guess, where I had fallen in love with running, and I was not consistent with it. I was running a few months and then taking a few months break and then kind of ping-ponging back and forth. And during COVID, I decided to just stick with it. I ended up losing my job actually at the company I am now back at.
Okay.
But when I did lose my job, like, work was kind of my whole life. I'm the type of person that puts everything into one thing I'm really passionate about.
Yeah.
I got my degree in fashion, so that was, kind of my dream place to be, was at that company. And so I lost my job, and running was the only like constant thing I had, and I was pretty depressed for a while, and I did find a new job like 6 months into COVID, but it just wasn't the same. I still needed something to put my energy towards, so I moved to a new place in Dogtown like February of 21, and the vaccine was just coming out. I was tired of trying to convince people around me to run with me, friends, family, because nobody did. So I was like, well, we live near Forest Park. Like, let me just see if anyone in the neighborhood is interested. So I posted on the neighborhood Facebook page, and a bunch of people were, and a couple weeks later we had our first run the week before St. Patrick's Day. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was super nervous going to the first run, and that's kind of something that sticks in the back of my head with the culture I try to create in our club, is, especially now with how big it is.
Yeah.
It's really nerve-wracking walking, like, I could hardly eat anything all that day because I was just like, oh my God, who's going to show up? What are they going to be like? Am I going to do a good job? But yeah, I think something that I've learned through running is like, everyone is super open and wants to make people feel comfortable, because we're all going at this as individuals, but like, it's such a supportive space. So anyway, the running club started, and
what made the decision to like formalize it into a club? It
just honestly happened so naturally. Like, when I started it, I didn't even know what the name was going to be. I was just like, well, we live in Dogtown. I guess this is Dogtown Running Club. And I had never been to another club at all. I didn't even know anything about anything. And so I think that helped me a lot, was like just having an unbiased approach when I started it.
Yeah.
Once a few people rely on that, you have no other choice but to give them that outlet. Like, or at least in my point of view, I just am naturally an organizer. I always have been. And I kind of take charge, I guess I would say. So
yeah, you're definitely a leader, and we're really glad that we have you on today, because you are such a leader in running.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, it's just, to formalize it was super simple. Just keep showing up every week, and that's all you need, really. Did I expect it or envision it to grow to the size that it has? No.
Yeah.
Because again, I didn't even know that existed. Yeah. I didn't know that type of thing could exist. I was just like, oh, a little neighborhood running club.
Oh, wait, so, okay, how many people, like, are officially a part of Dogtown Run Club, and how many people show up to weekly runs?
So I have a hard time determining that too sometimes.
Okay.
So like, I think our biggest base really is just our Facebook group, which at this point probably has a lot of inactive people, but also probably people that just come and go, you know?
Yeah.
So we have 1,500 members, but if I had to guess on like regular attendance, probably 150 to 200 people.
Are they all, I'm going to guess the answer is no to this question, but I'm going to guess they're not all living in Dogtown, right?
No, not anymore, but I would say I'm going to try and split it up on percentage, but we did sit on a member survey, and I should have looked at that. I would say 40 to 50% probably still of our members are in Dogtown. And then maybe another chunk of that are people that live in a neighborhood around the park.
Yeah.
And or Tower Grove. And there's very few people that live out in the county, but like for the several that do, I'm impressed that they want to drive that far.
Yeah.
It's still heavily focused on Dogtown, which to me is important because at the end of the day, it really is a tiny little neighborhood, and it's important to support our businesses and whatnot. I love that we've kept that flavor to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys used to meet at Pat O'Connell.
Yeah, so we used to meet there. We honestly just outgrew it. And they were coming under new ownership as well, and we just needed to give them some space to figure that out first.
Yeah.
But we still have our holiday party there. They have a really beautiful upstairs event space. Who doesn't love a holiday party? Besides Wednesdays at Heavy Riff, which is our big social run. That's the one I always tell people like to come to if you are not as advanced of a runner, just because we do a short and a long run. And now we even have like a very consistent walking group, which for a long time was something people wanted, but I could never find someone to want to step up and like be that person every week. Yeah, it's like Wednesdays are a really good place to come to meet people, especially if you're a transplant and just moving here, and quickly make friends and get inspired by everyone there. And then Tuesdays we run at 6 in the morning in Forest Park. And then Saturdays we meet at the, not the pavilion anymore. We meet at the visitor center, and we do a longer run that day too. So lots of options.
Yeah,
and there are some people who just go, like who don't go to the Wednesday runs at all. They just go to the, I don't want to say non-social ones because they're all social.
Yeah.
There's just a better opportunity, I think, with longer runs to connect and build like those like super foundational running relationships, you know?
For sure.
So what we do, we are only on Kings Highway for like a second when we do this. They leave at 6:05, so I don't know when they'll be here, but, or if I'm not there, they might have gone the other way because they don't like going up Skinker.
Skinker climb.
The Skinker climb.
I love it. I don't know about you guys. I think it's the nicest climb.
I like to get it over with.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
I
like it.
don't mind it either.
There are definitely more challenging climbs in St. Louis that I could skip, but I'm okay with the Skinker.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know where I never run is Queenie, and I've heard that just kills
We
you.
do it with Big River
Yeah.
training team. So it happens twice a year. That's the only 2 times I run it.
Ooh.
I'm primarily a trail runner,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, you do ultras, right?
yeah. Well, I've finished one. I've DNF'd another, so I gotta. Right now, I'm putting all my eggs in the Chicago Marathon basket. So
Yay.
next year I'll start doing, or I'll start getting back into my ultra training.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to give me some tips because I'm going to do one.
Ooh!
Oh, sorry. And not till February, but
Okay. Which
Which
one are
one?
you doing? Because I'm trying to convince myself to do one.
Black Canyon, there's a bunch of us
Oh,
doing
you're
it.
doing Black Canyon?
Yeah,
Wow.
so there's a lot of Dogtown people and a lot of happies. The happiest people inspired us
Okay.
to sign up because,
I was like, I've heard this before.
yeah, they've got a lot of, like, we have a lot of shared runners, and it was kind of them that all of us saw them signing up, and I was like, I think I want to do this.
Yeah.
50K downhill doesn't sound that bad because they changed it from a 60K to a 50K. And then I signed up, and then like multiple just Dogtown people signed up. So now we have like a big group going. I'm very excited.
You're such an influencer.
Yeah, you know how it goes with running. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we like to torture ourselves. Type 2 fun.
I'm like trying to get people not to sign up for races that I'm doing sometimes because I just want to travel on my own.
Yeah.
So Such a loner.
I know, I'm like a lone wolf.
That sounds like, maybe you just don't tell anyone you're doing it.
Yeah, unfortunately I have a running podcast.
So, it's one of our standard questions that we always ask.
Okay.
It's a very easy one. Are you a morning or night runner?
1000% morning.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Ever since I've been a little kid, I was always the first one up in my house. And yeah, so I love running in the morning. I get less motivated as the day goes on.
Yeah.
If I choose to run at night, but also I have this weird thing that I think that my heart rate is higher later in the day. I don't know. It's just something I've noticed. Like on Wednesdays at Run Club.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because I'm anxious about Run Club or the people around me. I'm like, oh my God, why am I breathing so hard?
If any doctors are listening or people who know, who have a medical background want to weigh in.
Yeah. Maybe something to do with like your circadian rhythm or.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, definitely a morning runner. I think all your best ideas and thoughts come in the morning, or at least for me.
At least while I'm running.
And then I go back and I get on my phone and I'm like, I just thought I have this to do, I have that to do, I need to text this person.
I don't know where I fall anymore. I force myself to be a morning runner, but I don't.
But you don't like it?
I don't necessarily say I'm a morning person, like early morning. I feel like 9:30-ish is when I really start to feel like I'm kind of awake and like
join the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys drink coffee before you run?
Typically, yes.
I'm a no.
I'll do the long run coffee.
Oh, I wanted to try that.
I have some in my car.
Ooh, okay.
Can, we'll just give you the bag.
Oh, thank you. Do you just buy it online or like?
Yeah. So
okay.
we have we are an ambassador for them.
Oh, cool.
So we have promo code Happy Pace Podcast. Put it in at checkout for 10% off.
Awesome. Okay. Here comes I think some of the Dogtown people.
Morning.
Do you drink coffee, Jaci, before a run?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I have gone through phases where I've just done like the noon caffeine.
Okay, yeah.
But I really like noon, but I've just found over time that they kind of make me feel a little nauseous, the tablets at least.
Yeah.
So I've been doing more of the powder, which I really like.
Yeah.
You can't buy that you can really only buy that one online though, the powder.
Yeah, the Morton caffeine gels have definitely upset my tummy, so I was like very skeptical of caffeine. But then I had the long run coffee before an actual long run. It didn't have a single issue.
That's good.
Yeah. It's delicious coffee.
So is it just like
it's coffee infused with, like, in the brewing process, they'll infuse it with electrolytes.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that.
So you get your approximately 95 milligrams of caffeine, because it's like regular coffee and it depends how you brew it.
Uh-huh.
I love making a pour over, so I usually make mine pour over style.
Okay. What about it? Can it be done like French press?
Yes, it absolutely can.
Okay.
And it can be done any style.
Yeah.
Really.
I was gonna say I have a Keurig and that's how I make mine.
Oh.
With the little reusable cup things.
Yeah, they actually sell the reusable cups too for a Keurig.
So do you guys only drink that before long runs, or do you actually just drink it in general?
I've done that both now at this point, because I'm just trying to try some of them. So they have like a PB&J flavored one.
Oh my gosh, I have to try this. That sounds so good.
Okay, back to Dogtown Running Club.
Okay.
Does it cost you anything besides labor then to put this on? Just like really kind of for my understandings.
No, it does not cost anything to put on like our weekly runs or any of that.
Obviously, like if you're getting merch and stuff.
Yeah, so the merch, we do like a shop through this company called BSM, but right now we're transitioning to actually Tiny Little Monster to do our shop. But yeah, I try and do that like every few months because there's always new members joining and they're always excited to rep the club. So my goal, like forever, is to keep it free to just come and run. All those things are optional. Like the merch you want to buy, that's up to you, like no pressure. And then our events cost some money to put on, like the beer mile and our holiday party, which I only charge like 15 to 20 for each of those. And then, but a lot of the stuff is donated. So like that's, I think, another thing that you don't find in many other active communities, but just given like how broad the community is in terms of like demographics, just I think the culture of running is very giving. And so something that's hard to coordinate always is just like supplies, you know? Who can donate this, who can donate that, because we do want to cut out any cost that we can, just being that we're not like, the little money we are making from merch is going right back into other fun things that we do throughout the year. Like,
Are you a 501c3 then?
No, we're not.
Oh, really?
We're an LLC, but like make hardly any. We only have been for 1 year. So before that, I was just, honestly, I put a lot of my own money into it. For those little things, but like for instance, we do for Global Running Day, we did like a field day, and I got stuff to make run ship bracelets. So like little things like that, I'll use the money to buy so then we can have a fun experience.
That's so fun.
We had Matt Hadley from On come out for that one. He didn't do a demo, but he was just going to be there for Global Running Day, and he's like, hey, I'll buy the beer for you guys. So that kind of thing is just so unexpected sometimes, but people are willing to put their heads together and like come up with an idea that's going to like really tie an event together or get people excited, because he also came in at the last minute and we wanted to do something like to give back. We try and do that with one run a month or like every other month. But he called Running Niche, and they decided, okay, well, we're doing a shoe drive, so every pair of shoes will give back X amount to the Bear Cubs running team at WashU.
Okay.
So like, then we were able to make it charitable as well.
That's awesome.
That's something that like, I actually appointed Haley Delgado. She has a lot of energy for things like that, you know. Her and her mom were like some of the most fun people in the running community. And last year she came to me and was like, what if we did some themed runs, or I want to do a 4th of July run or a Pride run? I'm like, well, yeah, let's absolutely do that, and let's make it frequent, and then always find a local charitable partner to give back to. So 2 years in a row for Pride, we did the Metro Trans Umbrella Group, and then next week we have our alma mater run, so we're going to be donating schools. Like, it's fun because you get to wear your alma mater. But then we also donate school supplies.
So it's celebrating your local alma mater,
or whichever one you want. Like if you want to do high school, college, elementary school, I don't know. That kind of stuff is just fun because it's a conversation starter. It gets people maybe talking to new people they haven't before.
Like, oh, you went there. I didn't know that.
And then around Thanksgiving, we try and do something. We always do a candy cane lane run, but just in the spirit of like everything that's been happening within, I think, the St. Louis running culture is unity. And so I want to reach out to like all the leaders and everyone, maybe move the event to like a Friday and have it be like a St. Louis running candy cane lane run.
I love that.
That would be amazing.
And then make like one piece of merch where all the money goes back to a charity we all pick together or something.
That would be awesome.
I really want to see if they can close down candy cane lane for like 10 minutes just for runners, because
it's so hectic.
It's hectic, and I feel bad for our runners, and I feel bad for the cars. That's the kind of thing that's the hardest part with a growing group, is everyone's safety.
So what is the story that's been told to you about the origin of Dogtown?
The Dogtown historians say it has something to do with like the mining community, all the miners, the Irish, because there's mines in Dogtown then.
Oh, okay.
And something to do with that. I've also heard a different story about like it being called Dogtown because of another racist thing, like Asians eating like during the World's Fair.
That's what
I've heard of that. Which is just, all these things are so completely different. You know? But that was like pretty eye-opening to hear that and be like, well, that's clearly my bias or lack of research on my part to not know or do like more confirmation on the history that was being shared with me, you know?
Well, and we all took history class when we were growing up, and like, who knows, like, you know, who wrote those books? And the teachers were teaching, like,
I mean, history is written by the winners.
That's so true. Wow. There's a guy in our club who works for the National Park Service. His name is Ashton, and he always, one of our runs we do every year is a run he works at Ulysses, that's Grant's home. So we do a run around that area, Grant's farm, and then he takes us on a free tour of the home. But his famous saying is, history never dies. I just love it. He says it all the time. It's his Instagram handle and everything.
I love that.
History never does.
He
That's
probably
true.
he probably has some good YouTube videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So is this technically Turtle Park then?
Yeah, that's sort of
Okay.
Okay.
I like made the educated guess. I'm not from St. Louis, so
I
Yeah.
didn't know it was actually called Turtle Park. So
Yeah.
when you mentioned it, I was like, oh, that's that park with the turtle.
And there's a bar in Dogtown called Stone Turtle.
Yeah.
oh, perfect.
Yeah. Named after the turtles.
That's awesome.
Sometimes on Wednesday nights, if we find ourselves being out a little late, we go to Stone Turtle because they're known for like their old fashions and stuff like that.
Oh, I have to go there now.
They have good brunch if you ever
Ooh.
want to go for brunch. Just
We
on
were-
Sundays though.
We were starving on Sunday after
Oh,
Market
yeah.
Mile. I'm like,
We
where
went
can
there,
go?
or we actually went there, some of us. That
That's
was so
awesome.
fun. Market Mile was,
Yeah.
oh my God, he did such an amazing job.
We did.
Yeah, so how did you get involved with the Market Mile? Yeah, let's start there and then we can talk
Yeah.
about the doggy dash.
So Mark called me a few months back when he was about ready to announce it, just sharing like his history of coming up with it and what it meant to him, which I said absolutely 100% I'll be there.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I like about him is he like inspires people to be good leaders for their own community. Like the fact that he called me and told me about it, and it was just really nice. Like, hey, I want to get you involved from the start. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. I was planning on just being there to support, and when he came out he did like a little running club tour to get people signed up for the Market Mile. So we had him out a month and a half ago, and I decided, why not? I'll just race in it for like go slow. And one of my friends who cannot be named decided he did not want to make his racing debut back yet because it's been a while. And he came up with the idea, the lure of Lucky, I guess.
Yay!
He's like, I want to run in the Market Mile in this dog costume. And so it was actually the Market Mile that inspired Lucky.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, but our story is that the running club found him. He's a rescue. We found him in Forest Park,
Oh.
and the rest is history, you know?
So, did
That's why he's lucky. Anyway.
Did he get like a little dog DNA test? Do we know?
His breed and everything.
He might have a little Irish wolfhound in him,
Yeah.
and he likes corned beef jerky sticks and Bailey's pup cups. That's what he likes to enjoy. So he'll be there at the Doggy Dash now. He's kind of forced to be at this point. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you
It
can't.
has to be.
Yeah, so
So last year was the inaugural Doggy Dash?
it was.
So what inspired the Doggy Dash?
Just the fact that we have such a, I guess, well, one thing I love about Dogtown is our proximity to the park. I feel like we need to really capitalize off that, and like the amount of people that use this park, and
Yeah.
just how, like, especially the Dogtown heritage, and like how close-knit the community is as well. One of the guys, or the person that the board I'm on for Dogtown United that we hire out to do our production for the St. Patrick's Festival, he actually came to me with like the idea, he was wanting to get into more racing type of events, and he's like, hey, let's put on a race in Dogtown. You have the access to the running club, and
Yeah.
like there's all this energy around that, so that's kind of what inspired a race in general. But in terms of the Doggy Dash itself, we're called Dogtown.
Yeah.
We have a lot of bars that are dog friendly. We have Dogs for Our Brave right there. Dogs that they train for veterans, disabled veterans. So we, decided to put on that race last year. We were like, we'll see how the first year goes. And thought it was fun enough to bring back for a second year. So
Yeah, oh yeah.
we changed the course last year. We actually came into the park a little bit.
Yeah, I remember that. We were
Yeah.
at that bridge.
That obviously like brings its own challenges, but
Yeah.
so does Dogtown because it's one of the hilliest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this year's hilly, but what goes up must come down.
Yep.
Yeah, I had a fun time coming up with the course. I'm actually, although it's hilly and, that might tire some people out a little bit, it's also like you see a lot more of the neighborhood itself, and
Ooh, fun.
yeah, get to run over all the clovers.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, we're actually doing an after party at Tam Avenue Bar. So
Yeah.
we're going to have a stray rescue adoption event there. And then they'll have music. They'll be giving free pup cups and like doggy teenies, which are chicken broth.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, and we'll have a photo booth there and everything just like last year. So we're excited about trying to make it like a fuller experience for the owner and their dog this year. It's going to be a good time. Just, oh my God, it's just a month away. It's like, you know how the last few weeks are before a race, especially with trying to get registrations up. And if anyone wants a discount, we have one specifically for the running club. So the discount code, wow. The discount code is DTRC Run 24. Woo! 10% off.
Any capitalized letters?
Capitalize, all capitalized.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, DTRC RUN 24.
Perfect.
The part last year that we didn't anticipate being the most fun and actually needed was the dog pools.
Yes. Oh, yeah. They were so fun.
And if anything, I want more of them on the course this year, especially because you never know that like mid-September how.
Right.
But we pushed it up an hour this year. It's at 8 instead of 9. I didn't want it to be late last year, but sometimes you just have to prove that your way is like you have to let things happen.
Yes, yeah.
I think I had like a 20-mile run that day, so I ended up making it a part of my long run.
And you won something, didn't you?
I won. I was the first female.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
It was me and Matt Kruger.
And he's doing it again this year.
And Lewis.
God, what a cute duo they are.
They are so fun. We're hoping we can do an interview with Lewis. We've got a couple of runs we're planning with Kruger.
Matt.
With Matt.
That's great. It's funny, like on Strava, randomly I'll see him like, oh, run with Louie, and it's like 11 miles at a 7-minute pace. Damn, that dog can run. He must need a big meal after, you know.
He's like a ball of energy, though.
Yeah.
Well, I remember seeing Sarah Kruger kind of like struggling to get him wrangled before the race last year because he was just so energetic. So on that note, what are your suggestions for like runners who want to start adding their dog to their run?
I would say the first thing to think of, just like any human, is to ease into it. Like, just because a dog wants to run doesn't mean that they're meant to run that far or fast that quickly. So like in terms of just running in general, ease your dog into it. Hydration, obviously. A good leash is really important. I think most people I know that run with dogs run with those like belt leashes and keep them short. But one thing I've even been requesting this summer at our runs, because people like to bring their dogs, but it kind of feels rude reminding people like, hey, don't bring your dog as if it's above 90 degrees, you know, just because their paws on the pavement. So just treating their paws and making sure you're like paying attention to their signals they're giving you. Like if they have signs of fatigue or too much, like too heavy of breathing, just stop. And so one thing we're going to do for the doggy dash is right after like the first water station, we're going to have a little area where if your dog is exhausted or if, you know, whatever the case might be, you can come back to the finish. Like, you don't have to do the whole thing, which isn't ideal because you pay for a 5K race. But, like, if you want to come back, you can. We'll give you that option. And Jake's going to have it figured out with the chip timing and everything, so they just don't go through.
So to start to finish.
So start to finish is timing it. They did a spectacular job last year. Jake never fails to do a good job.
We love seeing him at Thirsty Thursdays.
God, that's such a good one. I need to make it out to that. But yeah, just like pay attention to your dog. You know, if they're showing signs that they want to stop. But if you have a dog like Louie that just wants to run, then.
My dog is the opposite of Lewis.
Oh, really?
He'll go about a mile. He's like, I'm good now.
Fluffy butt.
He's very fluffy.
My parents' dog, his name is Rigby, and actually when we adopted him before I started the club, his name was Shamrock.
Oh my gosh.
And he looks like an Irish Wolfhound. We call him a mini Irish Wolfhound, but he loves to run with me. So, yeah, sometimes I'll put Dogtown tanks on him and stuff.
Yeah. So, I know we have the question in there. You own a cat. Sounds like you like dogs as well.
Yes.
Are you both a dog and cat person?
I am. Growing up, we always had a dog and a cat. And my cat, I actually call her a cat dog because she has a lot of behaviors of a dog. Like, there is not a single person she doesn't like or immediately go up to, even strangers when they come into the house. She loves the car. She'll like sit on my windshield in the car.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll take her home a lot to my parents out in Chesterfield because I got her only a few months after they got their dog. So they're kind of like brother and sister, and they love to play. But anytime she's met any other cat, she has not liked it, even tiny little cats. In Dogtown, though, I am the cat lady because I have gotten into a whole mess with being the person that likes to rescue strays
Yeah.
and take care of them. I'm a very sensitive person on the inside, and when I have to deal with stuff like that, it really stresses me out and affects me because I want to save all of them, you know. Cats are nearly impossible to catch, though.
I know.
And I've caught a lot of raccoons and possums in the process over the past year. Yeah.
So are you also the person, like, because I know it happens to me a lot, and I'm sure it happens to Gretchen, where you're on your run and you see a stray dog, then you find its owner.
Me and the guy that just passed us back there, we were actually on a run on the 4th of July, and that exact thing happened. We were up on the Kings Highway portion coming back into the park the way we just did.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, we can't stop following it. It just kept going. I was like, this dog thinks we're chasing it. We are chasing it, but thank God, because we were on foot. A woman who was driving on Kings Highway saw the dog too, because he was that close to Kings Highway, and she ended up, right when we almost got to him, she ended up pulling into the park and getting him in her car. It was not his owner, but she's like, I can't just let this dog run around. I'm like, I was thinking the same, but I'm running around, so I can't. But yeah, fortunately, I haven't seen many others other than that. I don't know about you guys, but
There was a streak in 2020.
Yeah.
Where it was like once a month I would find the dog just like wandering around my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
2020.
I don't know if it was something to do with 2020 or it was just like the fact that I was out more.
Yeah.
At like random times of the day.
I returned the same dog twice in 2021. Well, actually, my roommate returned the dog once, and I returned it the other time. But my roommate is also a runner, so like it made sense.
Yeah,
and she has a mutt that's like part Irish Wolfhound. So you keep saying that, I'm like, Addie, I miss you.
They're really cute dogs.
Here, let's see if I have.
Oh my God,
she's a husky Irish Wolfhound.
I love scruffy dogs like that. That's adorable.
She runs like 15 miles at a time.
Really?
Yeah.
She's Ooh, I have an idea. Lewis and Addie race.
They've raced before in the Macklin Mile, and Lewis won.
I think every time Lewis won.
What if though it's a longer race?
Then Addie might win.
What if we just had the dogs race?
Yeah. No humans.
Would they be able to just run in a straight line, do you think, or follow the course?
I don't know. I feel like they'd get distracted.
What if the owners were on bikes and like leading them?
Yeah.
They're like the lead car.
Yeah.
And then put a GoPro on the back, and the dogs are just like.
Yeah. We've got a new Olympic sport, everybody. Move over, equestrians.
Breakdancing is now an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore though.
Yeah. So
it's just this year.
Really?
LA came out and said that they did this like before the controversy. They were like, yeah, no, we don't have the money for it.
Wow. That's kind of sad. Yeah. There's so many Olympic sports.
Yeah.
What was your favorite Olympic moment?
Ooh, probably the women's marathon.
That was really epic.
She just pushed going. I was like, holy shit!
The fact that it became a contact sport.
Yeah, that was crazy.
The men's 1500 was also pretty awesome.
Yes. There were just I think also the closing ceremony was fantastic. They did such a good job with the Paris Olympics. I was really impressed. What about you?
Yeah, I would say the marathon probably. There's a lot of really good moments, but all the stuff in gymnastics is always really cool to watch. Yeah. I grew up a swimmer, so.
Oh, nice.
But I don't know why I just didn't watch swimming this Olympics, and I should have. I was of that age where Michael Phelps was my everything.
Yeah.
And I just haven't really watched since he hasn't been competing, which is stupid, but I had a poster of him on my wall and everything.
Gosh,
We were talking about Ryan Lochte the other day.
That TV show he had.
Oh,
do you remember that?
Yes. And also he was on the first season of Traders US.
Really?
Yes. And such a good show. And then I called him a poor man's Michael Phelps.
That's so true, though.
Thank you. This will be the most controversial thing I'll say on the podcast.
I hope he won't be listening. I don't know. I want
him to listen now.
That's our new goal.
Yeah. Hashtag get Ryan Lochte to listen to Happy Pace. A really long hashtag.
Anyone know him?
I'm sure I know someone who knows him.
I mean, it's Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
7 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know, maybe you need an extra degree every once in a while.
Not to correct you, but 6.
No, thank you. Please do.
Do you guys have a favorite house on
Yes,
Lindell?
yes.
I like picking on my
Ours is 5725 Lindell.
Oh, you have the address now?
Yeah. Well, they might be stalking them.
I messaged them on Instagram. They're really
They
nice.
have an Instagram.
They have an Instagram?
Yeah. Their house.
Is that one up here or was it back there?
It's up here.
Mine, I really like the traditional brick ones with like, there's one with the black roof here or there's one with a green roof. I just think those are so pretty.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
They all are very pretty on the street.
Did you see there was a goat farm at one of them earlier? A couple months ago?
Wait, what?
There's this one up here that has like really high bush and there was goats there,
Like
living
Elaine?
there. Yeah.
No, we totally missed that.
Yeah.
I missed it too, but our runner stopped one time during our Saturday run and went over there. And yeah.
So what's your favorite park to run in St. Louis? Or what's your favorite park?
Forest Park,
Okay.
without a doubt.
Woohoo. We love the
I think
FP.
it is the most underrated part of St. Louis, I guess, gem of St. Louis that I know like us city people maybe or runners or whatever, bikers appreciate all the time, but
Yeah.
like the fact that it's as large as it is well kept as it is.
Yes.
There's 2 good paths, but also there's so many free things to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's just, I think, something that we shouldn't take for granted, you know?
You know, it's always interesting when I'm like, oh yeah, I went for a run and I went for a run in Forest Park and accidentally stumbled upon a fireworks show.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it was going on
Yeah.
until I was like into the park, which is wild. It's
Yeah.
so big.
I know. I love just like,
She said. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
That's what she said. Hey.
yeah, I absolutely love Forest Park, and Tower Grove is a good one to just like, for me, even though it's not an escape, it's not that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to just get away to Tower Grove sometimes, though, if you just want like simple miles. If you're doing a long run, just like run around and around that park, and it's secretly hilly, which
It is.
is a challenge for me sometimes, but I love it in the fall the most. I think
Yes.
the tree coverage there is just like insanely beautiful, and it's throughout the whole park, and obviously it's like maybe only a quarter or third of the size as Forest Park, but I feel like in Forest Park you have your patches of trees throughout the fall, and it's gorgeous, but just that's definitely a place I like to escape to at that time of year.
Well, I think Tower Grove too, like in the summer, is great because you get a lot of
Yeah.
shade.
Yes, yeah, shade, and it's fun to go run there and then go to the farmer's market after.
Yes. Well, and now the basketball parks there are everyone's there all the time.
And here, have you like
Yeah.
I've seen? God, they look so good.
They do.
Something that was clearly missing for a long time that we
Yeah.
needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you just taught me something new today about Forest Park, the greenhouse, and the greenhouses with the trees for all the city parks you said, right?
Yeah.
But like even archery, it took me 2 years of running in Forest Park to realize we had archery.
I finally
And
learned
I'm
that
like-
the other day when I was on the website.
Yeah, we just have so many random activities and 2 golf courses.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
unheard of, along
Right.
with everything else we can do.
And it's crazy just like how many people don't realize that.
Yes, yeah. And I can't wait to see what they do with the Steinberg area.
Yeah.
I'm like just the fountain they're building in general, but then the whole re-envisionment of Steinberg
Yeah.
with like they're gonna have a rooftop bar up there or restaurant, and then there's gonna be a little beer garden. I think it's gonna be like an all sports court.
Are they still going to call it Steinberg?
I think so.
Okay.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Maybe they do something a little bit different with the end of the name, or
Yeah.
but hopefully it's like Steinberg Restaurant, or I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm sure it'll be a sponsor.
So
restaurant.
that's our favorite house.
That one.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's the fun one.
It's
Yeah.
got all of this like really cool modern art. We think they speak with transatlantic accents.
I call that the 90s one because it just reminds me of the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, it's like all these random colors.
The colors, yeah, the
Yeah.
pops of color.
The neon light up sign for their address.
Have you ever been, I heard that the street behind it is like, it's a private drive, but I really want to run down there sometimes because they're supposed to have some of the coolest houses right behind there.
We have not. At least I haven't.
I have not either. Maybe a illegal activity.
Yeah.
How private is this, really?
Gotta get on the level.
Yeah. Our friend got pulled over the other day.
No way.
But
What
You basically, so I don't know if you've gone to Eureka much, but if you get off of the 109 exit,
Yeah.
you want to go right and then like immediately left. There apparently is a certain way you're supposed to get into the lane to turn left.
Yeah.
And most people don't do the correct way. As in
Including
like
us.
all of us. And then she was the last one to show up. And she did it the same way we all did it, which was the incorrect way, and got pulled over.
Oh no. Of course there was a cop there.
Yeah.
Right.
At the most inopportune time.
Right.
But she didn't get she got a written warning.
Oh, good.
So, but we now give her crap because, like, she's also the oldest of us all.
Yeah.
And,
And now a felon.
yeah. She's
No.
also a long-time listener.
Yeah.
What about, like, the law that they passed in the county last year where you can't run on the road?
Oh my god, that was so stupid.
I'm like, are they going to pull me over with my
Right.
0 license
Yeah,
that I'm
right.
carrying?
Right. That's exactly what I said. I was like, how are they going to know
Does anyone
my
follow it?
name, where I
Well,
live?
so they ended up striking it.
yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. Big River,
Should we go back this way?
our racing team was, like, calling and, like, trying to get them to not
Pretty
do
sure,
that.
like, they put out a petition you
Yeah.
could sign, too.
Maybe not the racing team itself, but there was definitely a petition out there.
Yeah, because I definitely signed something.
Yeah.
Because I was like, hell no!
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. Because the only place I ever run on the road in the county is, like, Des Moines, and I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, there's so many cops over there.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to pull me over.
Yeah. It is one of the fancier areas. Either way,
Yeah. Do you guys do the Frostbite ever? The Frostbite series?
I have not.
I've done one or two of them, like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
Granted,
yeah.
I am starting to realize I'm more of a winter runner, so
Yeah.
this might be on my list this year.
I mostly come and watch them, but I've done Snowball and I really like that one. But like, I don't know. I mean, I think I come out stronger from in the winter months into spring as a runner. I think. I feel like you have to be so much tougher to run
Yeah.
through some of those dark, gloomy
Yeah.
days, windy.
To me, I put it as winter running is harder mentally.
Yes.
Summer running is harder physically.
Yeah.
Because obviously your heart rate's usually a little higher. You're sweating. You're working harder to do like the same effort.
Yeah. I feel like we've had a pretty mild summer though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least the past couple weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like 65 right now.
Yeah.
Well, Jaci, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. This was a really good time.
Glad you
I'm
enjoyed
excited
it.
to hear the podcast and drink and get some of that coffee too.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that.
I have it in my car. Let's get that for you. Yeah, no, it's been so interesting talking to you though, and you are such a phenom and like icon and legend in the St. Louis running community at this point. And it's
Thank you.
Yeah.
like,
We had to get you on the
Yeah.
podcast because we're like,
especially early on, because there's not enough written about you on the internet yet.
Thank you. That's so nice. One thing that people always like have different, they're like, what do you want to be called? But you wrote in your notes foundress, and I've never seen that, and I loved it. That might be my favorite thing.
I had to Google to make sure it was a real word. I was like, this is real.
Is it a
right?
word?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it's like, yeah, a female founder.
can you
foundress?
add that on the Facebook page, please?
Yeah, I think I will actually.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll update my Instagram bio.
Yes.
I'll say foundress of
Yes.
Dogtown.
That's it for this episode of Happy Pace. Like this episode and channel if you found your happy pace while listening. Subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can find us on social media at happy_pace_podcast on Instagram and TikTok. Email us happypace@houseofmachka.com if you have any questions, comments, and ideas for guests. This is a House of Machka production. Our music is written, performed, and recorded by Grant Underhill, Mike Plasmeier, and Jake Laconte. Our graphic designer is Rachel Slingluff. Our marketing manager is Gretchen Brune. This episode was recorded and edited by Elaine Sims. Happy Pace was recorded in front of a live Forest Park audience.
That's how we got to 26.2 miles. Good morning. The kitty family had a shot on this morning. Hi, buddy. Morning. Hi, dog. Morning. Hi. Morning. 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 Hey, Drew.
I wonder if that's true. Morning. Oh, hey, Kim! It's great. I knew someone that I ran past. Morning. 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 Good job. I'm sorry. Morning. 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 Also really need to go to the bathroom. Morning. 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 And morning. Morning. Hey, Miss Betty. Morning.
Morning. It's time to get back up and get
Morning.
in.
Hey, guys. Hey, Luke.
It's past some of the big river racing team.
That's perfect.
That was perfect.
Morning. But morning.
Morning. Oh,
Yeah.
hey, Rita. Do you want to be on
Morning.
the podcast? We're recording right now.
Elaine is recruiting the next podcast guest.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I'm smiling.
Hi, Haley.
Haley, yeah.
We're on
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now. We're recording.
Say hi.
Hi. Good morning. 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 Hi, Sarah. Hi, Lauren. Morning. 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 Sorry. Morning. Morning.
Morning.
I think. Good morning. Morning.
Morning.
Morning. Good morning. Morning.
Morning.
Hey! How are you?
Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Morning.
Morning. Morning.
Hey, Derek, how you doing, man? Morning, how you doing? You can't wave after you say that. Morning, morning, morning. What's up, Alex? How you doing?
Morning. Morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Morning. Hey. Woo. Woo. Yeah.
Woo.
Hey. Hey. Woo. Hey. Morning. Morning.
Hey, look, that ends the episode.